We need to get out of these caverns. I don't think the Necken is very happy, which isn't a surprise since they're eternally depressed creatures, but still. That's what we've been trying to do, Soren grunted. It's a maze down here, though, and I'd rather not run into any more dragons. Fear tinged his voice. I almost laughed. I spent 100 years thinking nothing frightened this man, but I was wrong. Well, Seppo said, you two haven't been scouting this place for days. For days? There was no way two groups of goblins had been able to linger in the mountains without detecting one another. The ambushers on the cliffside must have detected Lydian's group at some point, unless... My stomach turned sour. I'll kill 1,000 little goblin girls if I have to. Lydian's crazed words now made much more sense. You were the ambushers. I turned on Seppo. It's your fault we're in this mess in the first place. Lydian was behind it all along. The mountainside ambush, my subsequent fall, and Recky's death were all his fault. The golden-eyed goblin girl should have lived. It wasn't like she would have won. She barely had any power, but Lydian gutted her anyway. How many of you are out here? I narrowed my eyes, voice hard. Seppo put his hands up in a submissive motion. Look, I'm not with them anymore. Promise. He pulled out the stiletto he'd given me earlier. Here, I took this to fight the Necken. Take it back. I snatched the weapon back, though unease still turned in my stomach. You were the ones responsible for the ambush, for Recky's death. That's how it is, Janneke. There was sadness underneath Soren's calm tone. I thought you were on my side with this. We both knew she wasn't going to win. I turned and punched a rock wall. Pain shot up my arm, and I clenched my wrist. Go fuck the crows! Seppo glanced at Soren. Is she usually this... He searched for the right word. Finish that sentence, Satun Poika, and I will shove that feather staff up your ass, I spat. Yes, Soren answered. I scowled. So, you were the ones who attacked us? Have you been stalking us the whole time? Seppo shook his head. No, we were on the mountain for another reason. A drop of sweat fell from his forehead as he hushed his anxious tone. And it's got to do with what I need to tell you. I crossed my arms. But there are more of you? More of them, yes, Seppo said. Lydian has about 25 or, well, I guess 21 men at his disposal. We have 3. There is no we, I growled. Soren stepped in between us. All right. I can't believe I'm the one saying this, but both of you just calm down. We need to get out of here, and we need to know what Lydian is planning, if he's planning anything. He shot a glance at Seppo. I know when you lie to me. Seppo rolled his eyes. I'm all about cordiality. Soren raised an eyebrow at me. I gave Seppo a withering look. I won't shove your feather staff up your ass. I appreciate that. Come on, Soren sighed. We shouldn't stay here. The water is riling us up. He headed for an opening in the chasm, one that glittered with blue light. The darker the ice, the lower we are. I know that. I followed, boosting myself up into the crack and squeezing in after Soren. Seppo was right on my tail, and for a long time we climbed up the dark, cold slit in silence. The sides soon opened up, and bright light dazzled me. The last ledge was within my reach, but when I stretched, the rock underneath my feet gave away. Before I could fall, Seppo dove ahead, catching me with his broad shoulders. That's 3 times now, he said. Are we counting? Yes. I snorted with contempt, and with muscles burning, I flopped down onto the solid ground of a cliffside cave. Still wet from my swim, I was chilled to the bone from the Arctic air. I rubbed my arms, but nothing worked. Soren watched from where he sat, frowned, then came over and set me in his lap.